For decades, the Green Belt stood as a promise of clean air, open space and a line that would not be crossed. But that promise is being broken, quietly, systematically. In the name of flexibility, planning rules are being rewritten, turning protected land into prime real estate. This isn't progress, it's a land grab. And once it's gone for good. The Green Belt is under siege and the clock is ticking. That's why this video matters. We'll track the scale, speed and impact of development proposals threatening our village, plans that far exceed what any rural community should be expected to absorb. This is about awareness, about action, about protecting what's ours before it's too late. Hello, welcome to what's going to be a quick episode 2. So it's always been my intention to release episodes on a monthly basis, but I've realised I may have to release them a bit quicker as news is updated. So I will do that. The reason I'm doing it every month is I've got lots of things to do. So I will do what I can when I can. If I can update it weekly, I will provide an update weekly. If it's every 2 weeks, it's every 2 weeks. If it's monthly, it's monthly. The reason I'm creating this video today is we've received a letter from our local MP, who is Dr. Al Pinkerton. I think he's a really good guy, to be honest. I like the cut of his jib, as they say. He's been around talking locally at the Normandy Flood Forum, so I've met him face to face there. And I think in politics, sometimes you get a steer of, or you get a feeling of someone who's genuine and really wants to do things for the good of the community, and perhaps those that aren't. So he sent a letter around to the local community, just urging people to participate in the planning application. So essentially, it looks like a lot of residents have contacted him, which is really good. It just shows the level of engagement within the community and really wanting the best outcome for Normandy in general. What I'm going to do, just going to go through this letter because I think it's quite an important one. So the background to this: Taylor Wimpey plc has reintroduced plans to build housing on land in Normandy, a proposal previously discussed as part of Guildford's 2016 local plan. The site compromises several fields, coppices and woodland between Westwood Lane and Glaziers Lane, bounded by the railway station to the south and Guildford Road properties to the north. The developer distributed a leaflet to households in Normandy Parish to announce its first public consultation event, put your teeth in Amos, on 18 July 2025, which is attended by residents, Guildford Borough Councillors, Normandy Parish Council and representatives from my office, among other stakeholders. Residents raised legitimate concerns about the impact of a proposed development on the local community. Together with local stakeholders, I've raised issues around flooding risks, infrastructure gaps, traffic, road access upgrades, and the need for improved community facilities such as GP services. On Tuesday, 4th of November 2025, Taylor Wimpey held its second public consultation to present more detailed plans, including proposals for infrastructure provision. I will continue to make firm representations to ensure that the concerns of Normandy residents are fully reflected in the decision-making process. So central government legislation, Planning Infrastructure Bill and NPPF. So this is where it gets a bit political. Many residents have also raised concerns about the Labour government's grey belt policy, and I think that's very warranted. It's kind of the point of this set of videos that I'm pulling together. Introduced in December 2024 through changes to the National Planning Policy Framework, NPPF. This policy allows certain greenbelt land to be reclassified for development if it is already built on, or if it is deemed to contribute little to preventing urban sprawl, separating towns, or protecting historic settings. At every stage of the Planning and Infrastructure Bill, my Liberal Democrat colleagues and I have voted against it. However, with Labour's overwhelming majority, measures that weaken greenbelt protections and create new development pressures have been forced through. Since February 2025, councils have been required to assess smaller parcels of land, leaving villages such as Normandy increasingly vulnerable to development. Crucially, the policy lacks specific safeguards for rural and semi-rural communities made up of dotted villages, particularly those situated near train stations, raising concerns about the prospect of large-scale development across Surrey Heath constituency. So this is the rub. While the government's drive to accelerate house building makes the proposal more likely to proceed, it remains essential that residents have a genuine voice in shaping any future development. I would encourage residents to be active participants in determining what is delivered for Normandy rather than to Normandy. And essentially, this is the whole point of the conversation that I'm creating here. The risk is with this, well, it's not unregulated development, but it's a state where the development companies can be quite woolly in terms of what they're providing, and essentially the developments which they are putting together are not a good fit for the community. What I'm going to do, well, let me just finish this first. Okay, well, so going forward, it talks about some of the surveys that are in place. So, I mean, it doesn't refer to the Taylor Wimpey survey, but anyone who lives in Normandy, I would encourage you to respond to that with any concerns, any objections, any positive contributions that you might want to make. However, within Normandy, there is also a survey which is being sent around by the local parish council, and this is going to determine what we're going to do as a community over the next few years. So yeah, I think this is important. It shows that nothing is guaranteed. The community fought development in years gone by. I don't think in years gone by it got to the stage where there was a second presentation and a presentation of the plans. It's been my intention for the next episode to go locally. So look in Ash, a place called Ash, which borders Normandy, because there's been large scale development within areas of Ash that used to be in the green belt, and the concerns raised were things like traffic at the time. Now the development has taken place, I'm going to take a bit of a trip around Ash. I'm going to show you the developments that have taken place, are taking place, and how that's affecting the community. So what additional resources were maybe put in place for the community, and just I'm going to be chatting to people just to see what their opinions are. What I'm also going to do is look in more depth at the Taylor Wimpey plan submission. In my humble opinion, while on the face of it, it looks okay in terms of the positioning of the different parts of the development, the maintenance of green land, there are some really negative aspects, things that are concerning, which make me think the full plan hasn't been thought out, and essentially what could be delivered to Normandy is very much to the detriment of the quality of life in the community, what the community needs, should any sort of development go ahead. So they're going to be the next two things that I'm going to focus on. Of course, there are going to be events within Normandy as well. So there's going to be a meeting on the 30th of November, which I'm going to go to, do a bit of recording of what I can at that meeting, and again provide an update on this channel as well. So that's it for now. I think that is it for now. I will see you next time. Remember, green, not greed. that's what we want. Please tell your friends about this channel that I've created. Please subscribe. As I said, if this turns into a big thing and can start making money off of YouTube, I want to contribute half the proceeds to community initiatives where the communities have to fight development, because the developments are in the interest of the developers rather than the communities. So that's really important. But thank you. Ciao. See you next time.